Alright, here's the long-awaited patch notes. Let's hope that these are actually something good. There's 5 characters? Eda, Euphine, Bloodblade, Karin? Bloodblade Karin I'm hyped for. I don't care about him at all. Black Hand of the Goddess is getting buffed again for a second time? And they're buffing Shepherds. I guess for Bloodblade Karin, making her a bruiser? Let's see. Alright. Oh. So now we see her pushes himself by 15% and an ally by 15%. Okay, so he takes more turns, I guess. Dispelling all buffs and increasing the barrier strength. Okay. Oh, wait. That's really interesting. Oh my god, wait. Wait, that's so good, actually. Holy crap, he straight up just can't be debuffed by stuff like Fairy Tale Tenebria. You can't stop him. Angel of Light Angelica can't stop him either. He literally just can't be controlled. It would have to be like a 2-turn debuff to stop him. Oh my god. They have to reset him. Wait, he's so good for... Oh my god. And this dispels all but... Okay, he is now the best debuff dispeller in the whole game. I think he's the best one, actually. He's better than Designer Lilibet by so much. This is actually kind of insane. This is crazy. Holy crap. Okay, well, let's continue, and we can talk about this. So, decreased defense on her S1. Okay. S2 dispels 2 buffs instead of 1 buff, and decreases their combat readiness by a random amount between 15 and 40% instead of 5 and 20. Oh, and then with the critical hit. And grants skill nullifier once. And Soulburn grants an extra turn. Wait. Okay, so now she's going to be dispelling a couple of buffs, so good versus FCC, and she's able to give herself an extra turn. She's a mage, so she can hold book and pushes them back. When ally uses a non-attack skill and this skill is available, increases combat range to the caster by 20%. Is this to use with Ran? Do you use this with Ran or something as a combo? Wait. Increases combat readiness of all allies by 20%. Okay, wow. Wait, this actually seems really good. Wait. You strip 2 buffs all of them? Give skill null just like Ran does. Push them back. She can hold book, and then you... Wow. She's going to be used in Cleave. This actually seems really strong. This is a huge change. They're changing her role completely from kind of like a damagey sort of debuffer to now just like straight up Cleave enabler. Just dealing with pushes and wow. Okay, that's pretty big. This is a really big change. Eda might actually be a strong character now. We can go back over this in a second. Uh, Nobody cares about effectiveness on Euphane, I don't think. Extends duration of buffs granted by skill over 1 turn and grants an extra turn. Alright. Okay, fine. Dispelling all buffs into stunning for 1 turn. Damage dealt increased by 50% when they're buffed. Increase the effectiveness cast by 2 turns. Okay. I mean... Alright. Extends duration of all buffs. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this doesn't really change anything for Euphine. I don't think anyone's really going to care about this. Okay, so a lot of people were saying BBK is insane. Let's find out. She doesn't get that crappy thing. That didn't really matter. Increases combat readiness to the caster by 15%, and when the enemy's defeated, increases combat readiness to the caster by an additional 35%. Okay, so counter is great on her. This is exactly what I've wanted for BBK. She should be a drain tank kind of character that just... She's going to be on counter set, life stealing constantly. Alright. At the start of the battle, grants immortality to the caster for 1 turn. That's kind of crazy. So she can't be killed on the first turn unless you strip that. That's really interesting. Okay, you have to strip that. If you have Fallen Cecilia and immunity on her as well, I think that they can't really strip this, though. If they strip 2. Alright, S3. Increases attack of the caster for 2 turns and can't be countered. Whoa! Okay, wait. That's kind of insane. Holy, wait, she can't be countered. Oh my god, so you can actually just... And when an extra turn when an enemy's defeated, so you use this against a team that has Rem or Violet, you do a crap load of damage, and then you're able to go into an S1 to finish off another unit. Okay. She seems kind of insane. And she even seems insane in Cleave or in Counter. These are actually really cool buffs because it feels like she's actually going to be useful in multiple ways. Like, these are really, really good buffs. She gives herself attack buff, which is huge. They're literally just giving herself a 50% damage boost, and then she can't be countered at all? That's so strong. In the current meta, like, being countered just kills you, and she even gets immortality, and that's not going to be stripped by, like, a Rem counter or something because she can't be countered. Yeah, and she can't die. That's pretty insane. Yeah, oh, yeah, yeah. So she gives the attack buff after, actually. So she seems to hit and then get the attack buff. Okay, okay. So I guess then that would just be buffing the S1 that you do after. All right. This seems really good. I think BBK is going to be a really good character on counter set now. She's going to become a huge threat, it feels like. Her damage is actually really good. The problem is she was just never able to survive that well, but now she has the immortality they're getting. This is kind of crazy. They'll let Carmen Rose. Oh, what did they do with her? She's so bad right now. Increase combat readiness in the caster. Okay. Unhealable when attacking with this. Okay. Okay, it's not restricted just to Earth, I guess. Caster's health at 50% or more when using this. Has a 100% chance to increase effectiveness before. Okay. Uh, yeah, this is just very minimal, tiny buffs to try and help her do stuff. But she's a weak unit. She's only useful in PvE. Nobody does Golem. So I don't really know why they even did this. This feels kind of like a waste of time. I don't think anyone's really interested compared to a lot of these other changes. Uh, yeah, and they buffed a couple of these. Let's see. Yeah, nothing interesting. Black Hand of the Goddess. Effect decreased by 1.2%. Oh. Mm. Okay, so I don't know why they're buffing this artifact for the second time. It feels kind of worthless, honestly. I don't really see much point for them to change this. They've already buffed it, and it's an okay artifact, but most people don't use it. But this change just seems like a waste of time. I don't really understand. We only usually get 2 artifacts buffed, so to have this be one of them is very disappointing. Temperament of Chaos. Increases defense by 10%. Okay. Um, I think that Shepherds of Chaos is a possible artifact for counter BBK. That's what I had thought for a while, and I guess they're buffing this to possibly use with her. They say, however, many thief heroes cannot benefit from the artifact as their basic defense is low. Yeah. All right. And then that's it. So I'm gonna go back over a few of these. You can skip most of the ones at the bottom. Well, other than BBK, we don't care about Carmen Rose change, and Fiends isn't really much of anything, and the artifacts aren't really a big deal. But let's talk about the really big ones. So first of all, Mediator Kawerik. This change is insane, actually. Um, I think he seems really, really, really strong now. I think this change is exactly what he needed and actually makes him a little bit too strong, I feel. I don't think that any debuffer can ever deal with him ever again, which is kind of crazy. But this is kind of what we need in the game to deal with Angel of Light, but now every other debuffer in the whole game is never going to do anything ever again, and Control is kind of dead for anybody else. I was hoping for a Designer Lilibet buff. I was really praying for that, that they could do something cool with her, but they decided to skip her and go for him. And admittedly, he's been a really bad character. But I don't know if this was the way they should have handled it exactly. I think his S3 was already a good ability, and they could have handled making his S2 different and strong and maybe adding something to his S1. This kind of feels like a made Chloe buff, where they take a character that's weak and they buff every conceivable thing about that character. Um, his S3 is unbelievable now. This is ridiculous. You literally just cannot be stopped from doing this. You have to be stunned for 2 turns. You have to have Wanda S3 you for you to not be able to do this, which is ridiculous. Uh, his S2, this actually is. Oh wait, excuse me. Here, his S2 dispelling all buffs, actually pretty nice. Actually pretty good. And the barrier strength increased. If the barrier is actually decent, then it's actually been a good ability. And his S1 giving him more CR. I guess it's just so he gets CR push with this and with this. It's just so he's supposed to be trying to lap. I think now maybe people are going to build him with less effect resist because you don't need it as much, and he's just going to be a lapping character that's really fast, maybe? We'll have to see. But all in all, he's going to be really strong. This patch is coming out 1 week before the end of RTA, and I think MO Kawerik's going to change a lot. I think that Angel of Light is going to be much less of a priority pick when a character like this exists. Eda's change, I think she has a lot of potential now. So Ran on paper seems completely insane, but when you're actually using him, he can feel a little awkward and hard to use. Some people have some success, but a lot of them haven't. And I feel as though Eda could be in that same situation because even though she gives herself skill null and she pushes back, strips, all that stuff, she's still using 2 attacks that are AoE, and that's kind of scary. That said, this sounds really strong. The fact that she can hold her own book to use S2, stripping 2 buffs, and then being able to go into an 85% stun, I think that's really, really powerful. Not to mention, she pushes her team up and she pushes them back. She seems incredibly powerful. I'm actually very interested in using this unit. I think she's going to be really good in cleave, possibly. Even though you can be countered, and even though she can miss, it just seems very strong. I feel as though she might get a lot of usage out of cleave. Even though the problem is, MO Kawerik completely destroys this character, and her base speed also isn't that great. So we'll have to see for sure, but feels like an option now when before she was kind of a character that literally nobody knew who the hell she was. She was literally worthless. Most people didn't even know this character existed. They saw her so little. Yeah, Euphine, these changes don't really do anything, so I don't think it really matters too much. Sorry for any of the Euphine lovers. BBK's change. This is pretty big. She seems really good. She seems really fun and good, which makes me interested. I think even though a lot of people don't like skills having can't be countered, the game has gotten to a point where if you use a skill that's AoE and you can be countered, you can just instantly lose the game off of that. And now there's not really any solutions other than just making abilities that can't be countered. And so I think BBK kind of had to have that on her S3 if they were going to do that. Otherwise, she could just S3 and your whole team would die. And the immortality is a really interesting thing because it actually benefits a lot of people. It benefits cleave people if they want to use her. And it also can benefit even a bruiser player just because at the beginning of the match, they can't focus her down and kill her instantly. Not to mention her S1 giving the CR makes it so she's better on counter set now. Now she's actually taking more turns, which is great. You really needed that. And I think that's kind of the gist of it. She seems really good and fun. I might be trying her out. The problem is you have to kind of plus 15 her, but maybe it's worth the investment. She seems pretty fun. That seems to be all the balanced patch notes for now. All in all, I think BBK, Eda, and mediocre Kawerik, but not mediocre anymore. Now he's actually mediator. All won out pretty hard, and I think the other characters didn't really get anything, and I think this is kind of disappointing all in all. I feel like this patch doesn't address some of the core problems of the game, and it's almost just adding in more in a way, because some of these characters seem kind of ridiculous. Like, Mediator Kawerik, he just deletes all debuffs forever, kinda. And I think a lot of characters like Judge Kisei that people were expecting were not changed. And only one ML5 is kind of on the lower end. They usually do two. So for me personally, I'm very disappointed. I think other people may be as well because they were looking for other things. But I guess if you're a huge fan of some of these characters, you might be pretty excited. But thanks for watching. I appreciate it.